Welcome back to Crypto Meets AI. Jerry here with an update for you. Do me a favor, friends. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. Now let's get into this. We're sitting at $3.04, trading within a range of 302 to 313. We're down about 3% on the 24-hour. After hitting that 318 mark, it's been a downward trend ever since. We'll see where we go from here. But we do need to hold above the $3 range. If all XRP ETFs are approved at the same time in October, they will push the price to such high levels the institutions will be able to use it as a settlement mechanism just before the global implementation of ISO 222. Believe me, you are not prepared for what is coming. XRP. Let me tell you something I witnessed firsthand. BRICS central banks have been working with XRP Ledger for years. My first exposure came in 2015. I was working on a cross-border liquidity assessment involving European and Latin American flows. In one of the briefing decks, Ripple corridors in Brazil were explicitly referenced as neutral settlement experiments. The deck was circulated to both Santander Brazil and officials linked to Brazil's central bank. By 2017, I attended a closed-door BIS roundtable in Basel. Representatives from the Reserve Bank of India and the South African Reserve Bank were present. Ripple delivered a presentation on sovereign liquidity nodes and bridge asset corridors. The language was vague but unmistakable. It was XRPL and bankers' vocabulary. The India connection was clearest. In 2018, I saw draft MOUs where Ripple Asia via SBI positioned XRPL to integrate with India's UPI system for cross-border extensions. One clause stuck with me. Settlement protocols shall remain permissionless in architecture, but will require identity anchoring consistent with RBI directives. That's XRPL with KYC bolted in, which I'd probably call DNA protocol now. South Africa's case was even more explicit. During Project Chocha in 2018, which tested DLTs for wholesale payments, I reviewed technical notes. Ripple wasn't listed publicly, but advisors connected to RippleNet were involved. The document referred to deterministic finality and consensus protocols, XRPL's hallmark. Russia and China had to be handled differently. Both couldn't be seen adopting US-linked tech openly. Instead, the approach was through clearinghouses and consortium language. I recall the NDA excerpt 2019. Settlement corridors must operate ledger agnostically and public documentation while ensuring deterministic finality and ISO 222 messaging compliance. Anyone who understands XRPL knows what that means. Commodity flows were the focus. I saw test simulations for oil tokenization, Russia and Middle East partners, gold settlement corridors, South Africa and China, carbon credits, Brazil and India. All benchmarked using bridge asset corridors. XRPL was the only ledger tested across all categories. Meanwhile, Western media painted Ripple as under siege by the SEC. Behind the curtain, BRICS central banks were already stress testing XRPL as a neutral alternative to SWIFT. The signs are there if you know where to look. Brazil's PIX framework references interoperable bridge assets in annexes. India's RBI DLT reports copy XRPL's vocabulary almost word for word. And SARB Project Chocha to use language identical to Ripple NDA clauses on liquidity orchestration. Stitch it all together, 2015, Ripple pilots in Brazil. 2017, the BIS roundtables with India and South Africa. 2018, India UPI extension drafts, Project Chocha with Ripple advisors. 2019, Russia and China NDAs referencing XRPL-like consensus. The timeline is too clean to ignore. So what's really happening? When BRICS announces their independent rails, it will not look like XRP. It will look like CBDCs, sovereign systems, and BRICS-branded platforms. But underneath, the corridors will be XRP compatible because they've been building on it for years. I will share controlled NDA excerpts I've seen with redactions so you can see the vocabulary for yourself. Words like identity-anchored corridors, neutral bridge assets, sovereign liquidity nodes. These aren't crypto buzzwords. They're banker documents. Lord Belgrave. If you found this information valuable, helpful, or hell even entertaining, please like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Keep in mind, once they start moving from the current accounting system to DLT, XRP will fly very high with no turning back. The runway is ready for takeoff. XRP is the standard. You've seen the announcement. Now let's break down what FlameX Trade unlocks for DeFi on Flare. FlameX gives Flare users a new way to access global markets directly by enabling them to trade perps up to 500 times leverage with any token as collateral. This will soon include LP tokens, staking derivatives, even meme coins. Allowing users to use any asset as collateral serves two main functions. It brings added utility to all tokens on Flare and boosts the range of DeFi opportunities on Flare. Key features for traders: using tokens as collateral without selling them. Trading crypto, forex, commodities with up to 500 times leverage. Collateral price shifts don't instantly push you to liquidation. Key features for liquidity providers: single asset pools without impermanent loss risk. Multiple fee streams, trading, funding, liquidation fees. Balance exposure via smart funding rates. Flamex has a dual reward system where users can gain points to earn RFLR points, part of RFLR emissions. These will be used to determine a user's RFLR earnings at the end of each reward epoch. LMX points, long-term rewards that will stack until the FLMX token launch. Both Flamex plus its dual reward system are live on Flare. To begin, simply head to Flamex Trade, connect your wallet, deposit your tokens, start trading or providing liquidity. It's that easy. Now comment down below and tell me if you agree with this statement right here. The IMF will take control of XRP's escrow. Do you think Ripple would let it happen for one? Comment down below and tell me what you think. Now on to some XDC news. What XDC is doing isn't rocket science. It's simply finding an industry issue and addressing it by finding a solution with blockchain. Exactly what XDC has done for the 25 plus trillion global trade industry. We're watching it play out in real time. Digitalizing trade docs, closing trade finance gap, tokenizing trade assets, reducing trade friction. XDC Network was never built to be a retail-focused chain like many of the L1s we see today. Are there retail-facing applications on XDC today? Of course, and it's a trend we should look to continue to grow as XDC continues expanding. But make no mistake, that's far from the major focus of the XDC network. XDC, a DLT built for trade leaders, built by trade leaders. There's a reason like trade giants like ITFA, Lloyd's, JP Morgan, and etc. have already begun deploying here. It's because XDC isn't just about crypto. It's about using blockchain to address real-world challenges. Hours ago, RealFi successfully executed a 558,000 USD burn of XRP Ledger-based real tokens, permanently removing more than 20 million tokens from circulation. This strategic reduction brings the phase 1 supply down to just 22 million real tokens. In parallel with the burn, over 2 billion in real estate value has been migrated from off-chain systems onto the XRP Ledger, enabling property purchases directly with XRP and real tokens. And you know, I gotta say it, my friends, the institutions are here. And last up, this is how XRP secures its future in the trillion-dollar financial system. It's building stronger governance, less centralization risks, more validator diversity, greater resilience. When $10 hits, don't say you weren't warned. XRP will price you out. Decentralizing trust in XRP Ledger governance. UNL, Unique Node List. A list of trusted validators each XRPL node uses to agree on transactions, central to XRPL's governance model. Validators, independent servers that confirm transactions and maintain integrity of the XRP ledger. NLAC, a proposed framework that automates and decentralizes how UNLs are created, managed, and optimized. Decentralization, distributing trust across many independent validators instead of relying heavily on Ripple's default UNL. Governance overlay, a system that operates on top of the ledger to improve transparency, accountability, and validator diversity. Resilience, the ability of XRPL to withstand attacks, collusion, or failures through your stronger governance and diverse validator selection. That's what I have for you folks. Until next time, stay savvy, stay stacking, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. And if you want more crypto deep dives, check out our videos right here on Crypto Meets the Eye. Thank you for watching. Remember to always do your own research. This is not financial advice.